Hey guys, ShadowJack05 on the SilverJack05 channel. And guys, today we are finally reviewing these two Godzilla and Kong figure packs. Godzilla versus Shimo and Kong versus Scar King. So yeah, we're finally reviewing these two today. And real quick, before we start, I want to say I was going to review these two figure packs yesterday, and I was actually getting ready to until something came up yesterday. That's why I didn't do it, because something came up yesterday, and that thing that came up yesterday took a bit longer than I thought, and I was a little tired afterwards. So yeah, that's why I waited until today, but hey, at least we're finally getting it done, so yeah. And one more thing before we get started. Before that thing yesterday came up, I actually went to both Walmart and Fred Meyer to search for any Godzilla and Kong figures that I don't already have, and I found 3 of them. So like I said, I went to Walmart and Fred Meyer. I got one of them at Fred Meyer, the other 2, sorry about that, one of them at Walmart and the other 2 at Fred Meyer. And I'm going to show them off just real quick. So, like I said, I went to Walmart first. I think I said that's, yeah. I went to Walmart first, and the one that I got at Walmart is one that I kept seeing every time I went looking for these figures, and now that I finally got, I finally got this Heat Ray Breath Godzilla with a remote control. And so yeah, once again, I've been seeing this figure every time I went looking for these figures, and I finally got it. So yeah, this is the one that I got at Walmart, and I'm very excited to review this because I've watched quite a few reviews on this figure, and yeah, I've got plenty of excitement, so yeah, if that makes any sense. But yeah, this is the one that I got at Walmart, and we'll review this one at a later time. And once again, after Walmart, I went to Fred Meyer, because where I live, Walmart and Fred Meyer are like practically right next to each other, and Costco's in between them. But yeah, when I went to Fred Meyer, I got 2 of them, and I felt like it was my lucky day, because one of these is the one that I had been trying to get my hands on. I finally found Suko with Titanus Doug, so I finally got my hands on the one that I've been wanting most. And I found the 6-inch Scar King with Whip Slash. So yeah. And when I actually went to Fred Meyer, they only had 3 figures for Godzilla and Kong, including these 2. The 3rd figure they had was the Godzilla with the Heat Ray, but of course I already got that one. We already opened it up, so yeah. I was quite lucky. And again, we will review these 2 at a later time. So yeah, because today we're reviewing these 2. So yeah. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's start with these. So the first one I'm going to review is Godzilla versus Shimo, and we'll review Kong versus Scar King in the next video. So yeah, we're going to start with this one, and now we're going to go over to my desk and we'll take a look. Okay guys, here we are at my desk. And of course, before we open these, we got to take a quick look at the packaging. So first off, we do have the window packaging. Shows both the 2 figures in there. Right there it says 4-piece diorama set. And right here it says these are exclusive figures. So yeah, I do believe you can only find this one and the other figure pack at Walmart, because that's where I found both of these, especially the other one. Let's see. I do believe I already mentioned the window packaging with the 2 figures inside, so yeah. Then right here it says Godzilla and Kong the New Empire. Shows Godzilla right there, and then Shimo right there. And of course, right here it says Godzilla versus Shimo. Of course, assembly required. All the other stuff down here. Here's the other side. We have a bit more window packaging. Got more like Hollow Earth, lightning, and crystals background. We have Godzilla and Kong right there. Godzilla and Kong the New Empire. Here's the back. Shows what the whole thing looks like set up. Godzilla and Kong right there. Sorry, Godzilla and Kong the New Empire right there. Monsterverse. And there's the write-up. I still don't feel like reading that. So if you want to read it, go ahead, pause the video. You have a few seconds. Okay. Once again, exclusive figures. 4-piece bone cage diorama set. It's one of the, Yep, this whole like diorama set, I'm really excited to open this, yeah. Anyways, shows everything that it includes, especially right there. Yeah, let's see, turn it around. We get more of that Hollow Earth background, pretty much. More window packaging. 4-piece bone cage diorama set, Godzilla vs. Shimo. Shows the whole set right there again. Here's the top of it. Monsterverse, Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. Here's the bottom. Shows the set again, everything that it includes. And of course it shows the other set that we'll be looking at in the next video. So yeah, I will now cut the camera. I'm gonna open this up and I'll be back when it's ready to review. Okay guys, I'm back and I finally got Godzilla and Shimo out of the package. Real quick before I talk about the figures, these are the pieces for the bone cage diorama part. Haven't set this up yet, but I will once I'm done talking about the figures. So yeah, let me set that down here for now. Once again, we're gonna talk about the figures first. We're gonna talk about Godzilla first, then we'll talk about Shimo last. So let me set Shimo side of my desk right here, move that too. And yeah, let me set Godzilla right here. Let's see. See if I can set my camera down. Well, before I set it down, I set this aside too. Of course, first off, we do have Godzilla's eyes. And my camera is actually focusing this time, and I figured out why I wasn't focusing in the past is because in my past videos, I had my camera like zoomed out too much, so that's why it wasn't focusing very well. So yeah, anyways, once again, we can see his eyes better. There's his teeth, not exactly painted perfectly, but it's not that big of a deal to me. Quite sure you can pretty much see his tongue in there. Here's the other side, there's his other eye. Here's how he looks from the front. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look perfect, but again, doesn't look too bad, so yeah. Of course, we got his spikes going down from the back of his neck, down his back, and down his tail. Of course, since he's evolved, he has some extra spikes right there. But of course, yeah, these spikes are translucent, but these ones and these ones aren't. Playmates just has a habit of doing that, but well, hey, there's nothing that we can really do about that. Does have these shoulder spikes on each of his arms, as you can see right there. On the package, it shows that they're colored red, but on the actual figure, they're not. But oh well. Don't know why they did that, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see, of course, he does have this blue want painted on him on the front of his neck, his arms, his stomach, and on parts of his legs, especially because he's basically in the Hollow Earth. So yeah, I really like that. It's pretty much the same figure as the Godzilla Evolved figure that I reviewed back in March, but just with a different paint job on some parts. But I still think that's cool. Let's see, is there anything I missed? Oh yeah, we do have his claws, but his claws are painted that light blue. Of course, we do have his toenails, of course. Those are painted quite well. Anyways, now that we're done talking about details, let's talk about articulation. Let me see here. Gonna see if I can set my camera down and hoping that it doesn't fall over. All right, so for articulation, for some reason on this figure, the jaw is like, I don't know, I want to say only slightly articulated. Don't know why that is, but oh well, it's just that way. The head, wouldn't exactly say it's articulated, it's just slightly movable. I'm quite sure that means the same thing, I don't know, but still. His arms do move, pretty much like this. Can this arm do a 360? I guess it can, but I don't really want to go all the way around. I just don't want to do that. But yeah, this arm can move, and of course, so can the other arm. Let's see here. This arm can move pretty well. Can this arm do a 360? Let me see here. Let's see here. Ah, pretty much can. Don't really have to pull the arm out that much in order to complete it. I like that. We have tail articulation. It's on a ball joint. And, of course, it can do a 360, just like that. So that's quite nice. Let's see, of course, we have leg articulation. This leg can move about that much. And we have ankle articulation, can do a 360. I really like that. Then articulation on the other leg. This leg can move about that much. And again, articulation at the ankles can do a 360, which is very nice. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much it for articulation. Let me stand them up like this again. And of course, just like the other evolved Godzilla figure that I reviewed a couple months ago, he does come with the same heat ray. And of course, just like with that figure, this joint, this part right here, goes in the hole that he has at the roof of his mouth. I'm gonna show that real quick. Quite sure you can see it, the hole in his mouth. And yeah, it's pretty much the same as the other figure that I reviewed earlier. So I'm gonna try to get that in. I can only imagine it's probably gonna be a little harder considering that this jaw is only slightly articulated for some reason, but I will do my best. Let me see here. I'm gonna have to do it off camera, guys, because yeah, it's gonna be too hard for me to do in front of the camera, so. But it is not easy, let me tell you that. If you want to fast forward, go ahead, because this may take some time and I just don't really feel like cutting the camera right now. I've already nearly got it in there, so yeah, give me 1 second, and there we go. Got it in as best I could, so yeah, let me see. And here it is. Perfection. I want to say it was a bit easier than I thought, but of course it was a little challenging, as expected, but hey, that's just the way it is. So yeah, that is pretty much it. He looks really good with that heat ray coming out of his mouth. So that's pretty much it for the evolved Godzilla figure. So yeah, I'm gonna set him over here real quick. And now it's time to talk about Shimo. It's her turn now. Because, yeah, and I actually found out that Shimo was actually a girl, so yeah. Anyways, I'm going to set Godzilla to the side right here. Let's see. I'm actually going to set him down here for now, because sitting him at the edge of my table is kind of making me nervous, so yeah. Anyways, talking about Shimo now. Very nice figure. I really like it. So of course, this is like basically like an ice titan, pretty much. Of course, she does have these all blue eyes, which I think are pretty cool, especially on the other side. Of course, open her mouth. Let's see. She does have like yellowish teeth and tongue painted in there. Wouldn't say it's exactly perfect, but it's not bad either, so yeah, I like that. Of course, she does have these spikes, the white spikes and the blue spikes on her head. Part of the spikes is translucent, but of course she does have some light blue paint on her, just like Godzilla, since she's in the Hollow Earth. Then of course there's these other spikes all along her back and along her tail, spikes in the end of her tail right here. I really like the shape of her tail. It's quite good. This tail was very challenging for me to get on, but I eventually made it happen, so yeah. And again, with the spikes on her back, just like with the spikes in her head, only some of these spikes are translucent. The others that are not are the ones that have the light blue paint on them, as I'm sure you can see. So, yeah. And of course, she does have some spikes on the back of her neck there. It's like most parts of this figure are white, but with some light blue paints on the other parts. Like, sure, you can see the light blue paints on her legs, on her sides, and of course on her underbelly, as you can see, and on the under part of her tail. Sure, the camera captures that. And one thing I want to point out, not exactly disappointed about this, but usually, because I've seen a couple of reviews on this figure pack, with the Shimo that comes with this figure pack, normally there's like a darker blue painted on the thighs back here, and on this thigh back here. And again, I'm not exactly too mad about that, but I just want to say, if this was done on purpose, then I definitely need this person fired. Then, yeah. Because, yeah, I'm just really hoping that this was not on purpose, but yeah. Anyways, of course, she does have claws, as you can see. So yeah, that's pretty much it for details. Now let's talk about articulation. Set my camera back down. So for articulation, the head is on ball joints. Can it do a 360? Yes, it can. Can also move up and down and from side to side like that, like as if she's nodding her head to a beat. Let's see. And again, as we saw earlier, jaw articulation. For some reason, they made it go down that far, but of course, I guess I kind of like that. Let's see. Tail articulation. It's also on a ball joints. It can move around like that. It can do a 360, of course, which I think is quite neat. Let's see what else. Then, of course, for these two front legs can go out like this, about that far. They can both also do a 360, just like that. Same with this one, 360-degree movement. And just like on Godzilla, we have ankle articulation, can do a 360. Especially this one. I really like that. Now with the hind legs, they cannot go outwards or do a 360. They can only just move about like that much. Let's see, what about this other leg? Yeah, the hind legs can only move about this much, so yeah. But of course on both of them, we do have ankle articulation and they rotate 360 degrees. I really like that. So yeah, it's pretty much it for articulation. Let's see. Of course, she does come with this frostbite beam, this frostbite blast, which I really like. It's translucent crystal blue, I want to say. Really looks like it's actual ice, I want to say. And of course, it does have this part right here, just like with Godzilla. There's got to be a hole in the roof of her mouth, is there? Yep. And this time, I'm quite sure you can see it clearly. That's where this part goes, so... And it should be easier this time, at least I think so. Yep, it's easier. I don't think I'll have to take her off the camera. Let's see, I think that's as far as it goes in. Yeah, I think that's as far as it goes in, so... Yeah, there she is with that frostbite blast in her mouth. I think that looks very cool. Very nice. So yeah, that's it for the figures. So now I'm going to cut the camera again. Of course, this video has already gone on probably much longer than I intended it to, which I do apologize for. But of course, I still have to talk about that bone cage diorama. So I'm going to cut the camera and I'm going to set that up and then I'll be back when that's done. So yeah, please bear with me. Okay guys, I'm back once again, and I finally got the bone cage diorama set up, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. So of course, we do have these light blue crystal pieces, which I think are very neat. I really like them. I must say, this diorama was, I want to say some parts are a bit challenging for me to set up, but maybe not that challenging, but I'm sure you get the point. But yeah, we do have these crystal parts that I think are pretty cool. And of course, we got the actual bone cage part, So it looks like this is the rib cage of a giant beast that was defeated. So yeah, whichever beast this rib cage looking thing belonged to, it was absolutely massive, but we don't exactly know what happened to it. So, but yeah, these parts can come apart, and of course they go in like that, as you can see. So yeah, I really like these crystal designs and these bone designs. Looks sick. So anyways, I'm gonna scoot these back. Let's see here. Easy does it. Scoot these back, and these crystal parts right here. And then I'm gonna bring the figures in again. So here's Godzilla. And of course, real quick, as you can see, yeah, Godzilla can pretty much fit inside the bone cage. So yeah, whichever beast this rib cage belonged to, it was massive. So yeah. Anyways, let's see. I'm gonna set Godzilla right here. Let's see. Set that crystal right there. Get a bit more room in there. Okay, now let's move this crystal out of the way a bit. And let's get Shimo up here. Let me see. So yeah, very cool. This is absolutely cool. I love this diorama set. And yeah, of course, if you want to just like display it on your shelf, then yeah, it would look really cool on your display shelf. But of course, yeah, kids are definitely going to think that this is fun too. So yeah, it's a fun set for both kids and adults alike. So yeah, it's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. And so yeah, real quick before I go, I want to do a quick figure comparison. I want to compare this Godzilla figure to the other evolved Godzilla figure from back in March. So yeah, as you can see, pretty much same figure, but just with a different paint job on some parts. So yeah. And I don't have the normal 6-inch Shimo figure yet, but I do plan on getting it eventually. When I do get my hands on it, I'll definitely compare that to this figure when I get my hands on it, so yeah. Anyways, let me just move this Godzilla figure out of the way real quick, just now. So yeah, guys, that was a review on this Godzilla vs. Shimo bone cage diorama set. I hope you liked it, and once again, I am very sorry that this video went on too long. Again, this video has gone on longer than I intended it to, but that's just the way it went. And where I am right now, it's pretty late. So since it's pretty late, I'm sorry, but you guys are going to have to wait till tomorrow for the Kong vs. Scar King figure pack. So yeah, but I will review it tomorrow for sure. And then hopefully after that, there will be no more delays. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you tomorrow.